The DNC, the Democratic National Convention, is also here in Chicago, and we're going to take a little history stroll. Most of the DNC protesting is happening in Union Park, and I wanted to take an opportunity to talk a little bit about how unions kind of evolved here in Chicago. Now, they didn't start here in Chicago, but they did. There was some significant elements of it. And we're going to start the show at the Haymarket Square Memorial, right? So the Haymarket Square happened in the late 1880s. We'll kind of read through here real quick, right? Oh wait, let me back up and give you a better perspective of what we're looking at here. So it's just many workers here creating a fictitious assembly of something, shall we say. So the Haymarket Square tragedy. On the evening of May 4th, 1886, a tragedy of international significance unfolded on this site in Chicago's Haymarket Produce District. There's the name, right? An outdoor meeting had been hastily organized by anarchist activists to protest the violent death of workers during a labor lockout the previous day in another area of the city. Spectators gathered in the street as speakers addressed political, social, and labor issues from atop a wagon that stood at the location of this monument. When approximately 175 policemen approached with an order to disperse the meeting, a dynamite bomb was thrown into their ranks. The identity and affiliation of the person who threw the bomb has never been determined, but this anonymous act had many victims. From the blast and panic that followed, 7 policemen and at least 4 civilian bystanders lost their lives. But victims of the incident were not limited to those who died as a direct result of the bombing. In the aftermath, the people who organized and spoke at the meeting and others who held unpopular political viewpoints were arrested and unfairly tried, even though none could be tied to the bombing itself. Meeting organizers George Engel and Adolf Fischer, along with the speakers August Spies, Albert Parsons, were put to death by hanging. Activist Louis Ling died violently in jail prior to his scheduled execution. Meeting speaker Samuel Fielden and activists Oscar Neebe and Michael Schwab were sentenced to prison, but later pardoned in 1893 by Illinois Governor John Peter Altgeld, citing the injustices of their trial. Over the years, the site of the Haymarket bombing. Over the years, the site of the Haymarket bombing has become a powerful symbol for a diverse cross-section of people, ideals, and movements. Its significant touches on the issues of free speech, the right of public assembly, organized labor, the fight for 8-hour workday, and law enforcement, justice, anarchy, and the right of every human being to pursue an equitable and prosperous life. For all, it is a poignant lesson in the rewards and consequences inherent in such human pursuits. So again, my understanding was that the speakers were here mostly talking about the idea that they wanted to limit the workday to 8 hours for union workers, right? And that's why there was this gathering, public forum for people to speak out about the Haymarket, or about the equity of human labor, right? And throughout history, there have been times where we've tried to figure out who controls capitalism or the human or the growth machine element. And is it the unions? Is it the capitalists? Do the owners of businesses, do they have too much power? Do they have too much right? It's just always been this constant push and pull battle that we've seen. Most political frameworks are centered around this, and it is one of the core elements of their process. Now, what we're going to do in the next, we're going to walk over to Union Park, and there might be some activity related to the DNC as we walk down there. But we're going to walk through the Roosevelt Fulton Market district. This is a restaurant area. We've been here before, but we've stayed kind of close to Halsted in this process. We are going to walk the entire length of this. The park is at the far end of this. As we walk west, we're going to go over the highway. Hopefully, well, not hopefully, again, it's not a hopeful element. We are most likely going to see a large number of police, whether they be city, state, local, or federal. This is a, you're seeing some traffic here in Chicago, right? So this is northbound on the Kennedy, and you've got the inbound, looks pretty free-flowing right now. With the DNC here in Chicago, people often harken back to the DNC of 1968. I will tell you that the DNC is actually in Chicago fairly frequently. They're always compared to DNC and oh my God, or to 1968, and oh my gosh, what if 1968 happens again? And I think it's an unfair comparison, but we know that headlines being what they are, it's not that hard to understand why we want to make the comparison to 1968. With the DNC here, we've got, on Monday we had the president, the sitting president of the United States. We've had the sitting vice president of the United States here most of the week. We have actually, I think last night she became the nominee for the Democratic Party to be the presidential candidate, and her running mate is also here. So there's an awful lot of political import here. Last night we saw that there were governors, if you were watching Steve Colbert, lieutenant governors from around the world, around the country that were here. Something that we're seeing here is the Haymarket Pub and Brewery. This is the sister of, or at least the retail front of, over in Grand Rapids, Michigan, is where the Haymarket, where the Haymarket Brewery actually, the beer is brewed. And they've got a beautiful large property there where it's got outdoor activities. And it's just a common place for, you'll see people over there in the summertime, a lot of outdoor space. Waiting for the light to change here real quick. Here we've got Au Cheval. Au Cheval is kind of a boutique, bougie hamburger place. There are several other restaurants that are kind of child restaurants of this. They're called small chevals. So while this is kind of a full menu restaurant here, there are several other locations throughout the city. There's one in Old Town, there's one in Wicker Park, there's one right there on the river in downtown. And they typically only have the hamburger, the shake, and the fries. A hamburger, cheeseburger, shake, and fries. But like I said, this one has a little bit more of a larger menu. This neighborhood throws a musical and food festival once a year. So for the weekend, you'll see all kinds of people down here. They've got a band set up at both ends of the street. All of the restaurants are out there hawking their wares and foods. We've got a Girl and the Goat across the street. This is a really dense night activity. So we're seeing the Illinois State Police there in their Canadian Mountie hats. The blue uniforms are Chicago Police. But it is a very dense
working today?
Now we're kind of going past, what is this one? I think this is Blanca, oh, Barciana. Oh, by the way, that is a great seat to be in because you look straight back into the city. Here we've got hide and seek. Far side of the street. There's a little bit of retail on the street as well. So we're seeing Warby Parker. I think there's the Bird shoes are here.
Take care. Have a great night.
Howdy. Got Gino's Italian. Across the street, you see JP Graziano. I might have spoken about this before, but it's kind of a grocery store as well as a deli. So you can go out, you can go in there and you can buy a lot of Italian elements, oils, olive leaves, pastas, flours, as well as order a sandwich there. And you'll get the fresh Italian bread, and they'll cut and make the sandwich to order. We've got Elena Brava. We're heading down the street. Got Cruz Blanca. Jenny's, which is ice cream. Velvet Taco. This is one of many Velvet Tacos here in the city. There's one up in Wicker Park. There is one in what they call the Viagra Triangle. So the top of Gold Coast has a little area called the Viagra Triangle. Here we see an Airstream. So this is the bodega. We'll continue down the street. Blue Mercury, right? The upscale makeup and skincare. Now I'm following. We're up to Morgan Street along the Green Line. So the Green Line is one block to our north. This is Green Street, and one of my favorite barbecue places here is Green Street Meats, which is in the middle of that next block down there. It's neat. They've got a little alley that comes off of the main street, and you can sit outdoors or indoors. They've also got they always play vinyl records in there, so they've got a record player going at all times.
So yeah, now that's exciting.
Continuing to move down, we're going to hit a very large residential building. Now this would have been, this is the old meatpacking district of Chicago. So there would have been manufacturing, light manufacturing in this area, as well as the poultry and all meatpacking, all the red meats. Right next to that is McDonald University. So that used to be out in Oak Brook. That has moved into the city. I think it's been here for a little over 10 years. Seeing the CTA behind us again still. Thinning out a little bit, so we've got Anthropology, right? Clothing, Sweet Greens. They are an almost all salads, so if you go in there, right, it's almost everything in there is a salad or a wrap that's mostly vegetarian. carry on here real quick. So here we've got Richter's Food Produce, which used to be kind of a grocery, again, a meatpacking district, and restaurants would have come down here early in the morning to get their wares for the day, right? We've got, as I mentioned earlier, Hamburger University, which is McDonald's school that helps their store managers and assistant managers learn their skills, as well as the franchisees. This is where they'll get their education once they've plunked down a considerable amount of money to purchase a franchise. Now it starts to get rather sparse over at this end. Seeing that they're still building here in the city, right? So you've got this larger residential area. Looks like they've got studios, 1-2 bedrooms, as well as the penthouse, right? So you've probably got some nice rooftop elements up there, larger spaces, right? Kind of an elevator to your front door. Definitely not seeing as many police as I've seen in the city center most of the day. We've got a couple more blocks here before we get to Ogden Avenue, and Ogden Avenue will kind of be the start of where Union Park starts. Union Park is kind of bounded, it's loosely bounded by Ogden Avenue, Washington, the Green Line, and it might be Ashland, or it's either Ashland or Racine. I can't remember what the north-south street is right there. On the other side, so one block the other side of the tracks is called Fulton Market, and that's even newer than this area down here. This all would have been, again, meatpacking district 20 years ago, but it did slowly convert over here. So Oprah was the first one that came over here, and Oprah's Harpo Studios were here. And then with that came the Flat Top Grill, which was something that she would always tout on her show, so they became quite famous. And then slowly over time, the meatpacking district lost its footing here, and most of the stuff was turned into residential, right? It went through a little bit of gentrification in that space. The next spot we're going to hit here is City Winery. Now City Winery also has one of the little rooms down on the Chicago riverfront. So right, if you're on Chicago River, or the Chicago River, as it goes through that downtown corridor, they've made it very accessible to people they've made it very accessible for people to stop and have entertainment, so whether it's bars, music, so on and so forth. But you're seeing here the brewing elements, and then the casking of the wine. This is also a music venue, so you'll oftentimes see sizable bands here, right? It's a smaller personal venue. Beautiful old, you can see the old clock back there, the brick walls. More remnants of, right, the old factory or light industry that would have been down here, or even meat packing. that this would have been, you back your truck down there, load up whichever you're doing for the day. You're fine. You're fine. It's off of you, or it's not off of you. But keep your hands up there. This is the Alhambra. I've been in here before. I'd just say Mediterranean food for the most part. Middle Eastern, Mediterranean foods. As we start getting closer to Union Park, one of the things that we'll notice is that you've got the Fraternal Order of Police, the police union, the pipe fitters union is down in this neighborhood as well. An old Art Deco building here. They've got a Core Power Yoga in there. Another fitness spot on this side. Full bricks of Fulton Market. I think that full bricks is the stackable exercise blocks that you'll see in a gym or for yoga. Sometimes I think Pilates actually has a mechanical device, but we're still making our way down to Union Park. We're seeing here the backside of the Plumbers Local Union, right? So this is the Plumbers Union building, right? A lot of that is parking. And then on the opposite side of the street, one block down, is going to be the Fraternal Order of Police and the Police Union. This is interesting. You've got a candle burning here, right? And the overflow has kind of seeped all the way down the windows here. Starting to see a little bit of activity at the far end of the street. You can see, I can't quite make it from here, but there are a woman with a covered head and a man with a religious shawl. On the far side of the street down here, the building that's got the white face, the white front here is Kaiser Tiger. Very much of a German bent, and if you like sausages, they've got all the sausages, all the bratwursts, all the Wiener Schnitzels. Beautiful outdoor beer garden there as well. Seeing an awful lot of Palestinian flags while we approach the park. Now, Union Park, again, the name was chosen off of the Federal Union, but it has a considerable labor union history, right? As I said before, the United Electrical Radio Machine Workers, Teamsters, United Workers United Hall, LIUNA, In the 1910s, the park was one of the only racially integrated parks in Chicago. In 2006, it was a starting point for Chicago's wing of the immigration reform protests. So it's also the site of the Pitchfork concerts. Seeing some fire trucks down there on the far side. We'll try and get across the street here into the area. But this is a rather historic and it's a consistent location where protesting would start. We're crossing Ogden Avenue here. You're going to see, while this isn't deployed yet, right, they've got, they will have plenty of places to prevent vehicles from coming through here. Got a train going by over there. Now we'll head into the park. Absolutely seeing just a heavier organized presence, whether it be union leaders, whether it be the press. Community Relations Service. We're seeing kind of a stationary organization of people over here. Reasonably, they're pro-Palestinian, given the flags that are there. You can see just a massive police presence here, right? And again, everybody's in very calm mode right now. We're hoping for a quiet, peaceful evening. There are the statements of why so many. Well, if problems do arise, you definitely want to be able to react quickly and react with force. Now, I would say that I still want them to react legally. I don't want them to be violating rights. I don't want them to be abusing the protesters or the anti-protesters. So similar to when we have heat waves here, all the CTA buses are air conditioned. So the officers here are inside of the buses, kind of cooling down. Kind of round around the corner here down to Washington Avenue. Got somebody driving around in a loudspeaker. Here we can see a truck with signage on there. Again, I'm not going to publicly expose either side of this issue, but right there, there's definitely an awful lot of issues considering the Gaza war that's going on right now between the Israelis and the Palestinians. Kind of give you a view here. I think I'm going to walk around the front, walk through the ball field here. So there's conversation going on, or songs going on right now that are trying to express how the man has been holding us down. I don't want to say that they're right or wrong, but I will say that when you start the day with insightful, inflammatory commentary, right, the expectation of peace decreases quite quickly. you can definitely see that you're getting right. So we've got pro-American statements, right? That it's not Palestine is the statement that we're hearing. People claiming to be the United States of Israel. I will say that a courageous young fellow in there, right? Going into the organization, touting that he does not stand with Palestine. And that is his privilege, it's his responsibility, or his right.
Hello? Okay. Hey folks, if we could get the MCs by the stage, please. You should know who you are. If MCs can make their way by the stage, please make their way by the
Kind of
stage.
look here,
so we
we've
can
got
have an MC
all the
check-in, please. The other thing,
pickets and signage
just
that
a
they're
quick
ready to do.
announcement, everyone. We do have marshals here with CJP vests on. Any issues that arise, please just allow the marshals to handle it, take care of what may or may not happen, and protect everyone for everyone's safety and security today. All right. So please,
See if we can
MCs
get
by
a
the
little bit,
stage.
please. Several different
All right,
signs
thank you
being
all.
shown. Oh, sorry. So there's definitely gaining attraction with the American sign or the American flag.
Everybody, please clear out. لو سمحتوا اتركوه لو سمحتوا يا جماعة خلوه يمشي. خلوه يمشي. في عندنا
So we're hearing Arabic speech, naturally to try and help give instructions to people that can understand that.
لو سمحتوا يا جماعة مشان الله. Please, please guys, please, let him pass. Thank you. Harris, you will see. Palestine will be free. Come on, Harris, you will see. Palestine will be free.
So as he took the stand, he kind of cautioned the crowd to allow the man with the American flag and right, the anti-statement to pass through freely. And again, it's the way civil protest occurs, right? I'm always reminded of the American president, right? That you have to be willing to protect the person that would shout at the top of their. Oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and look that up.
Palestine will live forever. Palestine will live forever.
They are
We
definitely.
demand a ceasefire. We demand a ceasefire. Everyone, please
Not sure if
stay
you're hearing,
in the
but
rally. Everyone who's
demanding-
running across, everyone stay in the rally. No need for unnecessary attention, please.
Trying to manage the crowd themselves, right?
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea!
Yeah, the old
Palestine! will
America
be
isn't
free.
easy. America is advanced citizenship. You've got to want it bad because it's going to put up a fight. It's going to say, you want free speech? Let's see you acknowledge a man whose words make your blood boil, who's standing center stage and advocating at the top of his lungs that which you would spend a lifetime opposing at the top of yours. You want to claim to this land as the land of the free? Then the symbol of your country cannot be just be a flag. The symbol has to be one of its citizens exercising its rights to burn that flag in protest. Now show me that, defend that, celebrate that in your classrooms.
We're taking back our land!
While the theme of this, right, is a war, violence in the Palestinian homeland or the Israeli homeland, this is a peaceful protest at this point in time.
Genocide Jews!
And this is how peaceful protest should happen. It does throw me a little bit that I will say, historically, the Republican Party has been a little bit more hawkish for war. So the claim is that the Democrats are warmongers here. I think that we will have found that both sides have shown their propensity to fund wars. So they're warning everybody not to follow the agitators.
Free, free Palestine!
All right, I'm going to go ahead and end this now.